Welcome back, everybody, to Just the News, No Noise. You know, sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but we actually do still live in a republic here in America. And no matter what some in the media or even the government try to tell you, your voice still matters. And there is no one that knows that any better than AMAC. They have delegates made up of regular AMAC members. And we have the pleasure of hosting a few of them tonight. So joining us here on set are AMAC Action delegates Nikki Colletti from Arizona, Annette LeBaron from Michigan, and also joined by AMAC Action Senior Vice President Andy Mangione. Welcome, all three of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Andy, I want to start with you because you were just telling us, obviously this one big beautiful bill is the topic of conversation, and you had how many members contacting their reps about it?
The campaign is still ongoing right now. AMAC members are in full support of the one big beautiful bill for many reasons that we can get into if you'd like. We like the PBM reform. We like the no tax on Social Security. We like the fact that the death tax will be repealed so seniors can leave generational businesses to their families. And of course, we like the extension of the Trump tax cuts. So we asked our members to contact their representative to ask them to pass this bill. And as of now, over 9,500 messages have been sent by AMAC members to their member of Congress in about 24 hours, and that campaign is ongoing.
Wow.
That's an avalanche. Yeah,
that is action.
They're going to get noticed.
AMAC
yeah,
action.
That's it. All right, and then let me start with you. You hail from a state that was critical to the election.
Yes.
People know what they voted for. This is Judgment Day for lawmakers to deliver all the things that voters voted for. What are you going to deliver as messages tomorrow when you meet with lawmakers?
That's why we're here, to deliver the message. We want PBM reform, health care for seniors, death tax. We want that off the table. We are looking at the Health Act for medical doctors to provide pro bono and get a tax deduction for that, so that the people on Medicaid and what's the other one called? CHIP are getting good health care and not having to go to emergency rooms. So, and also it's a benefit for the doctor because the doctor will develop relationships with these people.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
transformative.
So it will be a good thing for the Medicare
Absolutely.
to have that as well. So,
Annette from Michigan,
Yes.
Motor City, in fact. So what's in this bill about? Well, let's start with the car payments on American-made cars. I know that's going to please specifically Ford, but a lot of auto manufacturers. Talk to us about your state and how they are feeling about what President Trump has already done so far, but also what's in this bill.
Oh my gosh, the union people and representatives in Michigan love Donald Trump. And when he goes there, they're there to support. And a couple of years ago, I never would have guessed that the union would have been backing Donald Trump regarding all this. And I came from automotive myself. I worked for General Motors. And many years ago, I remember when I investigated General Motors, it had almost 1 million people working for that company all around the world. And right now, we have about 160,000. So when you look at that, we need Donald Trump, and we need some reform in Michigan, because we need to bring back automotive to Michigan.
I don't think it was an accident that President Trump went to Michigan on his 100th day to celebrate the first 100 days. It was a great rally. We had it live here.
In his last rally before the election.
Right, right before the election. He did. One of the things he was really proud of when he was there on the 100th day is we're going to get no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime for the working people of Michigan. That is a big deal, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're pushing for that through AMAC, and we're pushing through it all through Michigan. Those are the things that we need to revitalize Michigan right now. Michigan is in trouble.
Yep.
If you look around, and we have to bring people back. Right now, they're starting to leave. They're going south. They're going to all sorts of different
Arizona.
places.
Arizona.
Go to Arizona. Not going to California, right? So how are we going to bring people back? And those are the ways that we're going to try to bring people back and bring back some small business and help them along.
Having these conversations on Capitol Hill is vitally important for the interests of AMAC Action. And I know you guys have a ton of meetings lined up tomorrow. You're going to be very busy. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. We're going to storm the Hill tomorrow. AMAC Action delegates, and we really appreciate delegates like Nikki and Annette taking their own time to come here. We've got dozens of meetings scheduled with members of the House and members of the Senate. And we try to do, for example, Annette and I will be, she's on my team, and we're going to be meeting with her Michigan, parts of the Michigan delegation. I have another gentleman from Indiana. We're going to be meeting with Senator Todd Young and his staff to talk about the issues that are important to AMAC members nationwide.
Love it.
Yeah, it's so important. One of the opportunities that this big, beautiful bill offers, Nikki, is stabilizing Social Security after decades of neglect. We've been stealing from it, robbing from it, neglecting it. This is the starting point for what could be a very long process of restoring Social Security for future generations. What messages will you deliver to lawmakers when you talk about that?
This has been a forefront for AMAC for a long time, the Social Security solvency, and nothing has been done. And we've been pushing and pushing and pushing. So, yeah, we are going to go up there and talk to them about how they can do it without raising taxes. Couple of things, maybe we change the methodology of the COLA. So instead of a percentage, we have a straight dollar amount. And that is going to benefit more the lower income and not so much the higher income, but you know, that's the purpose here, to keep lower income earners from poverty. So yeah, we're going to talk to them about that. And I mean, if we don't do anything, it's going to cause a 20%, at least a 20% cut in Social Security, like from day to day. Like you wake up one morning and your paycheck is 20% less. So
there's no more road to kick the can down.
There's
we're at
no
that
more
judgment
road.
time.
We are there.
But the idea of no taxes is not having to raise taxes to do it is, I think, going to be really welcomed on the Hill. It's going to be a big deal.
Yes, absolutely. And we'd like to see some of the Doge findings codified as well. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Annette, I want to stay on the car manufacturing for a moment, because even other than GM and Ford American-made cars, you've got Hyundai and Honda, Stellantis coming back, reshoring their manufacturing here. I can't remember the specific numbers, but I remember looking at a chart of what it was for a car manufacturer, how much money they made on a traditional gas-powered vehicle versus an electric vehicle. And in this bill, they're getting rid of the EV mandate. How helpful is that going to be?
I cannot wait for that EV mandate to go away. Although I hate to say this, my husband just bought a Tesla. But
American made, though.
I'm
That's
okay
great.
with that, right? But you know what's so interesting? On the way over, I was sitting there driving in a plane, and there was a gentleman sitting next to me. He works at Ford, and he works in the EV, and he works on the batteries. And he goes, Annette, do you know we lose about $40,000 per vehicle? I'm like,
crazy.
That's what it was.
How is this possible?
Yeah,
How can
insane.
we
Mind-boggling.
how can the government continue to force companies to do such things? And we're not.
It was
gonna
the
be
gas
profitable.
guzzlers that
Yep.
kept them afloat.
Give me the gas. I'll take the gas any day.
Yeah.
You and I both. Eddie, real quickly, AMAC does so many things throughout the years. During the election, there were the boot camp for boomers. I got to attend a couple of those. That was some of the most fun I've ever had. What's on tap for the action army that you lead for the rest of this year? Because you got the big, beautiful bill, but I know your work's not done after that.
And not at all. There's election integrity bills and issues in states throughout the country that we're involved in right now. We're running campaigns right now in Maine to repeal, for example, the national popular vote.
Yep.
They joined that silly compact.
Okay.
We kept Michigan from it right after the election last year. Texas is looking at two bills right now, one to stop the foreign influence, foreign money in ballot measures, and the other one to ban ranked choice voting. So, yeah, there's a lot going on a federal level, but these states keep us hopping.
Yeah, and you've done a lot of work on ranked choice voting, which is a scam. You guys have really kept it out of some states. That's important.
Absolutely, and there's still more work to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And we're happy
No
to
doubt.
do it.
Absolutely. Andy, Annette, Nikki, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
great
much.
conversation.
Our
Have fun
pleasure.
tomorrow.
Absolutely. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a barn
jealous. I
burner.
might go up and
A little bit
join you.
jealous. I know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see this happen. All right, everybody. We're going to have some final thoughts on a few more stories before we head out for tonight. We'll be back on the other side.